Last month was at the same time exciting and disappointing for the VR and MR space. From more news about the upcoming Apple headsets, Meta's interest in educational endeavors, controversial decisions made by Sony, and Google's growing involvement in the AR space, we have a lot to cover in this episode of VR News. Let's start with some good news for the people who are interested in getting a new VR headset this year. The new lower-cost headset from Meta, which is supposed to be a more affordable upgrade from the Quest 2, seems to finally have an official name. In the Quest Store listing, we can see a new supported device with the name Meta Quest 3S. We have already discussed the possible specification for this headset, so I will not get into details. But the fact that it already started to appear in the store is a further confirmation that it will be released this year. If for some reason you don't want to enter into the Meta ecosystem and the standalone titles don't really appeal to you, another headset you might want to consider is the PSVR 2. A couple of days ago, a PlayStation VR 2 PC adapter was certified by the South Korea's National Radio Research Agency. This comes 3 months after the official announcement from Sony about its plans to let PSVR 2 owners access additional games on PC until the end of the year. Additionally, the headset is $100 off until June 12, being sold for $450. The problem is that on the PC, the headset will not have some of its most important features, like haptic feedback and eye tracking for vignette rendering. As for the adapter's price, it will be around $60. Nevertheless, this could be a good choice if you already own both a PS5 and a VR-ready PC. On the other hand, if you were excited about the headset made in the collaboration between LG and Meta, sadly this one got delayed to 2027. LG denied reports claiming it cancelled its partnership with Meta, but said it is controlling its pace. Despite not having an official confirmation, some believe this might have something to do with LG's 4K micro OLED display for next generation headsets, which were announced 1 week before. Maybe LG decided to concentrate on these displays in order to build relationships with more headset makers, but it is just a speculation, so take it with a grain of salt. The displays seem to be a significant upgrade from the ones from Sony used in the Apple Vision Pro. While the current display reportedly outputs a brightness of 5000 nits, LG claims theirs can reach 10,000 nits. If you are wondering why would anyone want to fry his eyes with such level of brightness, there is one detail that will bring the reason to light. Pancake lenses have extremely poor optical efficiency. That means the majority of the light passing through them is lost, significantly reducing the brightness we actually see. For Apple Vision Pro lenses, this loss is close to 90%. Additionally, to avoid motion blur, all VR-style headset displays intentionally only illuminate for a fraction of each frame, remaining pitch dark in the rest of the frame, and with OLED displays, this makes the effective brightness even lower. Taking all these factors into account, the viewed brightness of Apple Vision Pro is only around 100 nits, despite having 5000 nits displays. So the new displays from LG have the potential to double this number and reach 200 nits. This will allow headset makers more freedom, which will lead to better visuals and less motion blur. Additionally, LG is also claiming higher resolution and a wider color gamut. After all the unfavorable comparison for the Apple Vision Pro, let's take a look at some more positive news about its successor. The estimated date for the launch of the cheaper and lighter Apple Vision headset seems to be accelerated to June 2025 from September 2025. And this is not all. The Chinese news outlet Wall Street CN also claims the supply chain is preparing for a release at the level of tens of millions of headsets. It remains to be seen if these over-the-top claims turn up to be true. Meanwhile, we got reports that Apple is preparing to sell Vision Pro headsets outside of the US. The source is Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, who reliably reported many details about the Vision Pro before it was officially revealed or even acknowledged to exist by Apple in the past. Apparently, they are conducting Vision Pro training sessions for retail staff in 9 countries, among which we have Germany, France, and South Korea. Going back to news about Meta, they seem to be working on a platform that allows schools and universities to manage Quest headsets for use in the classroom. This is another way Meta is trying to introduce VR headsets into our daily lives, similar to the initiative to provide the Quest 3 to Lufthansa's business class passengers. They aren't announcing the full details of the education offering yet, or even its name, but it is supposed to allow teachers, trainers, and administrators to access a range of education-specific apps and features and make it possible for them to manage multiple Quest devices at once without the need for each device in a classroom or training environment to be updated and prepared individually. Now is the time for some gaming news, from which we have both exciting and disappointing things to speak about. Starting with the positives, we have finally seen some gameplay of Behemoth, and it looks freaking amazing. You can feel the weight of the combat just by looking at the video, so I can't wait for the moment I will be able to actually play it. For the ones who don't know yet, this game will arrive in the fall of 2024 on the Quest, PCVR and PSVR 2 platforms. While much shorter, we also got a small taste of Alien Rogue Incursion. The atmosphere doesn't seem welcoming for the ones with a faint heart, but for the fans of the series, this holiday looks like it will bring them an amazing title on all the major VR platforms. After all this good news, we sadly had one that broke the hearts of many PSVR users. The new Astrobot game will be a flat-screen title and not have a VR version. This is sad because the previous one was recognized almost by everyone as the best VR platformer in existence, so you can imagine that the expectations for this new game were pretty high, even if we had previous rumors from big content creators that it will not come to VR. Now we can only hope that it will receive some kind of VR port in the future if Sony decides to not completely give up on the space. On a happier note, Google showed its interest in the AR space through a partnership with Magic Leap. The companies say the partnership will combine Magic Leap's leadership in optics and manufacturing with Google's technology platforms. While the former is mainly focused on the enterprise side of the AR space, Magic Leap 2 remains the best-in-class transparent AR headset on the market. Hopefully, Google will leverage this technology and try to bring it to the consumer market. This is all for the last month news. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing for more VR content. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.